What's up, everyone? I'm DJ Hamilton, and you're tuned into the DJ Sports Show, where we give you the latest, greatest, and most exciting sports stories in the world of sports, from interviews to having people's stories heard and told. This is the DJ Sports Show. Let's get it! Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the DJ Sports Show. I'm your host, DJ Hamilton, and we're here going to talk some great NFL Week 5 with my guys, Jeffrey Robinson and Nicholas Mullick. We got some great takes and things here for you guys today. How you doing today, fellas, on this lovely Sunday evening?
You go first, Jeffrey, because there's a few words I want to say.
The Falcons were off today, and I think that's for the betterment of society, so I'm doing well.
It's for the betterment of society if we actually go by the soccer rules and basically send a team that's awful down to the minor leagues or whatever. You know, those rules? That's what my team needs.
Before we get into it all, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button and share anybody you know who loves sports. And listen on any audio platforms, leave a 5-star rating. But yeah, let's get into it. I know, Nick, you have a lot to get off your plate. Before we get to the Broncos versus Eagles, you want to unleash now or you want to unleash later?
I'll unleash now. I got to get this over with because I'm frustrated as all heck. You know, I've been a fan of this franchise since I was a young one. You know, I've made some bad choices in life, especially as a young one. Being a Jets fan is a bad choice. And I'm going to stick with this team no matter what, but I have never been as disgusted to be a Jet fan as I am today. And look, I had no expectations coming into this season. I knew we weren't going to be a good team. What I wanted to see was promise. And the only thing that I see promise-wise is for other teams that look at the schedule, see that they gotta face the New York Jets. I'm like, that's the get-right game. You know, we don't even need to try. And, my God, I'm so frustrated. Like, there's so many things I want to dive into here. Let me just start off. Does this team really have a coach? Because I'm not so sure about Aaron Glenn. I know it's 5 games. He'll probably... By the way, Aaron Glenn, up from what I've read, is a top 5 paid head coach. That's what I've been reading lately. Because, of course, Woody's got to spend more money to get a coach to come here. Aaron Glenn, he is lost right now. I've seen him on the sidelines. He looks like he's lost. And for him to basically say, oh, we're not the same old Jets. Yeah, we are the same old Jets. And for him to basically say leading up to this game, oh, but, you know, practicing, we look good in practice. And then after this game occurs, because they got destroyed. I don't care how close the game was. They were destroyed. Do you want to know what he says at the end, like in the press conference?
What did he say?
We had a damn good week of practice. Really? Really? You had a damn good week of practice. Really now? Then why is your defense... And by the way, Steve Wilkes, the defensive coordinator, get this guy out of my life. He is a terrible fit for this team. It's clear he's going to be the scapegoat if they want to keep Glenn this year. This defense has gotten progressively worse. I mean, the secondary is abysmal. The only player in the secondary that even though Ahmad did a terrible job guarding Pickens for the touchdown, he was okay this year. The secondary's awful. And this Brandon Stevens, what a great hire, what a great signing this guy is. You lose DJ Reed, you sign Brandon Stevens. He's done jack. Nothing. Jamian Sherwood is basically Muhammad Wilkerson 2.0. You give him the big bucks and he sucks. Like, this defense is getting worse. And the worst part is, you want to know the worst part about this defense, how everyone's like, oh, this defense is going to have a comeback. This defense is going to do this. No CeeDee Lamb. The entire offensive line starters didn't play for Dallas. And you look like a UFL defense out there. Like, come on, guys. And me watching the second half, scoring 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes in the final 2 minutes of the quarter, give me a break. This team sucks. And I don't know where they go from here. And people are like, oh, but the offense actually showed promise in the second half. Yeah, it's called garbage time. They were basically pulling all their starters out, of course. And this is one of the worst defenses in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys. And And the offense looks awful. And look, everyone goes after Glenn. I'm going to go after the GM here, Muji. What happened to fixing the offense? Why did you come into this season with Garrett Wilson as your only receiver? Everybody else stinks. I mean, I had to go on to Bing on some games to look up who's on the team at wide receiver that's not Garrett Wilson. I will say, though, Mason Taylor, the tight end, did a really good job. He showed some potential in this game. Breece Hall, I mean, I love Breece Hall. That fumble, the moment he fumbled, I knew the game was over. You knew the game was over when he fumbled that ball. And I won't be shocked if Breece is gone at the trade deadline. He has 1 year left on his deal. It's clear they're not going to bring him back. Why should they? This team is absolute garbage. I would purge pieces this year. I would keep only a few players. I would keep Ahmad. I would keep Garrett Wilson. The 2 tackles I would keep. Joe Tittman, who I love and respect, he's clearly pissed off. He was throwing his helmet on the sidelines. I wouldn't be shocked if he's gone. Everyone on the defense should be traded except for Quinnen Williams and Garrett Wilson. They're not going to be listening to this, but if you are, I'm going to apologize to this Jets team. They are wasting you guys. Wasting. And Aaron Glenn, too. I wouldn't be shocked if he's one and done. Like, he's that bad of a coach. And I get people saying, oh, but Dan Campbell was like, had lost the first 10 games of the season. Yeah, but you want to know what that team showed? Heart. They showed heart. They showed commitment. And the Jets, they don't. They quit on the coach. Oh my God, I can't even with this entire team. And another thing I want to say, and then we'll move on to you guys. Why are we entering games with only 3 pass rushers? You only have 3 pass rushers in this game? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And now that Aaron Glenn is the first coach to go 0-5, and this stat drove me up the wall. I sent this to DJ, and you know where I'm going here, right? You know where I'm going here, folks. Get ready.
Yeah, I do.
Ready? This is a crazy stat, and I'm going to ask Jeffrey this question. So basically, in the last 25 years, the Jets have had 1,075 fumbles. You know, that for the Jets' opponents. Do you want to know how many the Jets' opponents didn't recover in 25 years out of 1,075 fumbles? 1! In 25 years! How is that possible?
I was shocked. I was appalled when I
Only
saw
the
that.
Jets,
What?
man. Only the Jets. And they're wasting Nick Folk, too. Nick Folk was the only player who actually looked good out there. He made crisp kicks. The kickoff looked good. And who knows if we even have a returner. Which, oh, by the way, Muji, you should have solved from day one because we all knew Gibson sucked. Thank God you cut Williams. The guy took a knee on the 2-yard line. Oh, my God. I can't with this franchise. Now, you guys speak while I go take a water break, because I'm pissed right now.
I haven't really been watching the Jets, because it's honestly sorry to even be watching them. I mean, they showed promise early in the season when they were playing the Steelers. Like, that was the most competitive we ever saw them. Ever since then, this is why week 1 is always, you can't always really look at it like, oh yeah, this is what the team is. And you got to see how the other weeks progress, because in week 1, it looked like they were a competitive team. It looked like we didn't think they were going to be a Super Bowl contender by any stretch of the imagination. But in week 1, we said, okay, this team might be able to team that could be competent this year. And then ever since then, they've been showing their true colors of why they're the New York Jets, a team that's incompetent. They don't have good body language out there on the field. There's like no real leadership from either the quarterback position or anybody else on the field that you don't, especially you want your quarterback to be an extension of leadership from the coach. And the coach, Aaron Glenn, I know he is a great defensive coordinator when he was the Lions, but everybody who's a coordinator ain't meant to be a head coach. And right now, it just does not look like it's that type of situation. It looks like he should not be a head coach. I know it's only
Glenn
early. It's his first
Steve.
season. I want to give him more time because the Jets don't really have a lot of great talent on there. I kind of want to give him more than just 1 year. I want to see what he can do, maybe if he gets more talent on the squad. But as of right now, it's not looking good, especially when he looks lost on the sideline, doesn't know what to do, what plays to call, and stuff like that. It's looking sad right now.
It's 7 combined years of defensive coordinator experiences when you combine Aaron Glenn, and Steve Wilkes. And that's not combining his head coaching tenure in Arizona, which, oh, by the way, he was a one-year wonder. Steve Wilkes. I mean, I can't with this franchise anymore. I really can't. And with Aaron Glenn going on, like, in the aftermath, like, oh, we had a damn good practice. Stop. In fact,
yeah, to say that after a loss.
In fact,
to say that after like almost a 20-point loss is crazy.
Yeah, so here's the thing, Glenn. Don't practice at all, because you're going to get embarrassed in London. And if this is what you think is a damn good practice, don't practice at all. In fact, give them rest the entire week so that they can have their good old trip to jolly old London, where, by the way, Woody Johnson is highly connected there with his ambassador jobs that he used to do. Like, you guys are going to get embarrassed. And I don't see where they're winning a game this year. I don't.
They probably, yeah.
And it's clear Justin Fields. Forward? It's clear Justin Fields is not the answer. By the way, he's not. He's not. People are like, oh, but he put up a good stat line. Yeah, there's a thing called garbage time. Blake Bortles made a career living out of it. So don't give me any of that. And the only reason why Fields is here is because they wanted Garrett Wilson to get a new contract there to keep him happy. And why not get his college teammate? Oh, well, God.
If it doesn't make you feel any better, well, next week it won't, because you're playing the Broncos. You're not winning that game.
Loss.
But after that, next two games you might have a chance. The Panthers and the Bengals.
Loss.
You think oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
You don't even think you could beat the Bengals or Panthers?
The Panthers beat the Dolphins. We lost to the Dolphins.
True.
I'm
just trying to give him some hope. I just want to give him some hope because he sounds so miserable right now.
I mean, I am. And for those that come out and say, "Oh, why are you so negative?" What's there to be positive about? We're going to be in year 15 of no playoffs soon. Seriously, there's nothing to be positive about. We have an inept owner. This Woody Johnson needs to sell the team, and we probably have a worse head coach than the owner is an owner. I mean, I'm at that point. I really am. I would purge pieces during this trade deadline, start from scratch, and with the first overall pick, what quarterback are they going to take? Huh? When you get the first pick, you're going to take Newsomar that you're going to ruin? I don't trust anybody there.
Yeah,
Not with that infrastructure. I don't think anybody can succeed in that infrastructure, in that type of environment. It's toxic over there. Nobody's disorganized. No matter who you draft, they're not going to be successful. And he doesn't seem to even want to change the damn turf, the damn field.
Oh, my God.
Let's
That's another disgrace.
That too.
That's another disgrace. And I blame him and the Giants ownership for being cheap. You guys are willing to replace it for soccer. Why aren't you replacing it for football?
For your own teams that you actually own, it doesn't make sense to me.
Oh,
it's who would want to play for, especially the Jets? Who would want to play for them? Such an inept franchise, like you said. It just doesn't make sense. And if I'm any draft prospect, I'm choosing to boycott this team.
Yeah, and speaking of draft prospects, where the hell is Arian Smith, by the way? We have no wide receiver too. Can we please increase his snaps? You give him garbage time? He's better than the scrubs that the Jets currently have at wide receiver too. And this Allen Lazard, his contract sucks. Pittsburgh, wherever you are, I'm begging you, please trade for Allen Lazard. He stinks. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. He stinks. What a brilliant move signing him, Joe Douglas. Say hi from Philadelphia, by the way.
Oh, speaking of Phil, that's a great segue. That's a great segue.
I'm sorry. Let's end this. Let's end this because I want to maintain some level of positivity. I'm just so disgusted as a fan.
Oh, no, I understand. You're a diehard fan. I get it. That's a great segue. So again to the Philadelphia. So Denver Broncos versus Eagles. The Eagles, they were one of two teams coming into week 5 that were undefeated coming into this week. It was the Eagles and the Buffalo Bills, who are currently playing as we're recording this, against the New England Patriots. The Eagles' defense this year has been average at best, 15 points allowed. And their offense, even though they were 4-0 coming into this week, they have been unorthodox to say the least, despite their record. They had a win margin of +5 heading into week 5 compared to 10 +0.9 last year in 2024. Starting this game, both offenses were kind of stale on 3-and-out opening drives. But one thing that really got the game going was a big 57-yard pass from Jalen Hurts to Devontae Smith on 3rd and 17. That ignited the crowd, and it was the longest play of the season for Smith. Before that, both teams couldn't really get anything going. And one thing that really stood out to me is there was a lot of questions coming to this game with the Denver Broncos. Because remember, coming into the season, when I did AFC West predictions, I said this team might be the biggest threat to the Kansas City Chiefs to win this division. And early on, it looked like they were struggling. Bo Nix didn't look like he was going to take that leap. But one thing they showed in this game that this was a signature win for them. To score 18 unanswered points in this game. You guys were down against the Super Bowl defending champions. You guys showed that resilience, that perseverance, and that grittiness to be able to beat a good team like the Philadelphia Eagles in this type of environment. At Philadelphia as well, on the road, which shows a lot for a young team. And this is a team that has a great offensive line, a great defense. The matchup I loved the most was the Surtain and A.J. Brown matchup. A.J. Brown didn't really get much going today, even though they were trying to look for him, because I know he had an outburst recently or this past week talking about how he's not getting the ball enough, things of that nature. Because one thing about this Eagles offense, like we saw a few weeks ago when they really spread the football and they stretch out the defense, and it also expands their offense, and it opens up a whole new dimension for their offense. And then once you open that up, and the defense is scaring up to play against the pass, you have opened up running lanes for Saquon Barkley and things of that nature, and it shows a multi-dimension of their offense, and it makes them more dangerous. You started seeing that in the first half, but they weren't really able to get it fully going because the Broncos were able to do their thing. What did you guys see from that game?
I think the Broncos defense in the second half really stood out to me. Like, just reading through the play-by-play, just listen to this. Starting midway through the third quarter, of course, the Eagles had a quick touchdown out of halftime, but after that quick touchdown, 5 plays and a punt. Eagles, 3 plays, negative 16 yards and a punt. 3 plays, negative 6 yards and a punt. Another 3 and out. Like 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, over and over and over again. And at the end of the game, there was barely any time left. They just had to get down the field really fast, throw it deep, and pray. And this whole time, Bo Nix looked great. He was running the ball well. He was throwing the ball well. I think Bo Nix it really just depends on the week for him. Some weeks he looks really good. Some weeks he looks really bad. He didn't have the greatest stat line in the world today. 24 completions for 243 and a touchdown, but he played very, very well. J.K. Dobbins played well, and they just played as a team, man. They were just one cohesive team, and they were able to come back from 17-3, and I don't think anyone was expecting that, especially with how good this Eagles defense has been throughout the year.
Yeah, and with Bo Nix, there's been a lot of criticism thrown at him. First off, it takes 2 to 3 years for a quarterback to really develop in the NFL, and he did look great in his rookie season, but he's going to have growing pains. I mean, it always happens in year 2. You'll see the growing pains. I mean, yes, Jalen Daniels looks amazing, but he's come back from injury, and he's sort of had that growing pain thing too. But with Bo Nix, this was a game that really shut the haters up because he came back and he threw some nice balls. Like the Evan Ingram touchdown was, I think, his best throw. And I like how he responded, and I do agree with the defense. The defense did a hell of a job stopping that juggernaut Eagles team. And by the way, A.J. Brown, if you're going to consistently call out your team saying you want the ball, and you only have 5 receptions for 43 yards, come on, bro.
I will say there was a deep ball in the second quarter that Jalen Hurts threw. He was probably open by 5 yards. Jalen Hurts threw it 20 yards over his head.
Yeah, that's Jalen Hurts has a habit of doing that, and it's noticeable this season. You gotta admit though, Saquon Barkley, man, that he is such a great back for them. It's great that they got Dallas Goedert back, another suitable weapon, but something locker room wise they gotta fix. And I seriously am starting to wonder if there's a relationship issue between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, and maybe the same's going on with Devontae Smith as well. But I wonder if there's like a relationship issue going on. They got to get together or have the coach pull them aside to speak with them because it's getting ugly. And if things don't get better, it wouldn't shock me if AJ Brown requests a trade again.
Yeah, I hate when players do that, when they get public and they complain and they whine and they cry. It just pisses me off. It makes me so mad because I don't care. I really don't care what's going on and how unfairly you think you're getting treated. You just won the freaking Super Bowl. And you are one of the best wide receivers on one of the best teams in the NFL, getting paid millions and millions of dollars. You should only care about winning. And that is the only thing that the Philadelphia Eagles have done since 3 days before Christmas last year. That is the last time that they lost. And sorry, my dog's going crazy in the background.
Yeah, he's going crazy. He's going crazy with how AJ Brown is acting. I mean, that would be my reaction.
Yeah, that's how I'm reacting right now. It just pisses me off. It's a team sport. You're getting paid so much money to win the Super Bowl. And you're on your way to do it. You're 4-0 and you're pissed off on social media because he got 9 targets last game. Yes, Jalen Hurts is far from the best quarterback in the NFL, but catch the freaking football. Like, it's really not that hard.
That is why I love talents like Garrett Wilson. Look, I'm a Jets fan, as you guys know previously. Screw that team. But Garrett Wilson, he never, complains. He never goes on social media, tweets stuff. He's the most consummate professional at that position. And I wish more receivers would be like that. Like, I get there's the diva mentality that a lot of these receivers have, but I just wish that they would pull like a Garrett Wilson, not complain, go with the flow, be cool, calm, and collected, you know? I don't think that's ever going to change, though, which just blows. There's always going to be that wide receiver that does that, or is a cancer like George Pickens, you know?
Exactly. And then after that Evan Ingram conversion when they went up by 1, the Eagles, they tried to come back on the defensive end, but they had an illegal shift. That was kind of a key point in the game. It was an illegal shift, a loss of down when they tried to respond in the winning moments. And then on the defensive end, Zach Bond had that unnecessary hit on the offensive player. That caused a 15-yard penalty. That allowed the Broncos to get inside the 15 and push the score to a 4-point game. That didn't allow the Eagles to even have a chance to tie the game because they had them get a 4-point lead. And you don't even get to come back and get a field goal to potentially tie the game or win the game. If that doesn't happen, this is definitely a totally different outcome for the Eagles. And they could probably be talking about 5-0 right now. So, yeah, this is a little miscues like you can't be having in games, especially when you're trying to – they're already a Super Bowl contender. They're already one of the best in the league. But little miscues like that causes you to lose the game in the end. Yeah,
and it could cost you down the road if I still think they win this division, but it could cost you once Washington they did look really good today. I believe they did win today, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they did. They beat the Chargers, which, by the way, Chargers run defense is awful. Yep. But if they keep having these miscues, we are going to get into them next. But if they keep having these miscues, Washington is sneaking up and could take that division. Dallas ain't taking this division. They got lucky that they faced the worst team in the NFL today. But their defense is awful, and they need to get their guys healthy. So I'm not sold on the Cowboys yet. But the Commanders, are getting close to that spot. And if they keep having this sort of disconnect, that's a problem.
Yeah. And I just want to get back to the Broncos. Like, you score – it's amazing. Like, let's give them their kudos because score 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter – when guys were really struggling to even get any type of points on the board, and you're on the road in that Philly environment, hostile environment against the defending champions with a young quarterback, I want to give them their kudos. I think this is a team that starting to find their rhythm as a team. This is a team that I think really challenged the Chiefs for AFC West because they were my favorite, not the Chargers, who we're going to get into, but coming into the season, I had them as my favorite to potentially overtake the Chiefs as AFC West Division champions. I know it didn't start off that way in this season. They looked a little bit up and down. But now I feel like they're starting to find a rhythm. This was a big confidence booster win for them. And I think this going forward could propel them to finally get into potentially a winning streak throughout the season. And we could really start seeing the best of Broncos football going forward.
You want to know what that goes to show you with the Broncos coming back, guys? That goes to show that coaching matters in this league. This isn't the NBA, where you could get away with bad coaching and the players basically are running the team, Coaching matters. Sean Payton is one of the best coaches in the NFL. He really is. games like this prove that. He motivated these guys. And I'm telling you, him going for 2 as well. When I think, was it the Ingram touchdown where he went for 2? I can't remember.
Yep, it was Ingram touchdown. Yep, I have it in my notes. Yep.
Again, tough decisions, but he was willing to go all in to defeat this Eagles team, and I respect Sean Payton. Well, excluding the whole Bounty Gate stuff, which is mainly Greg Williams' fault, but I really respect Sean Payton for his duty, his coaching job, and I really think Denver won because of the coaching here. I really do. I think like, you may disagree with me here. I think the Eagles in the last quarter got out coached.
Yeah, and right now in the AFC West, the Chargers and Broncos are tied 3-2. The Chiefs play tomorrow against the Jaguars, so it's going to be like a three-way tie, 3-2.
Yeah, and the Raiders are pretty much done. And the Raiders, got no chance. By the way,
they're 1-4.
I got to ask you guys this: is Geno Smith the worst starting quarterback in the NFL? Because I'm starting to think it's Geno Smith.
Yeah, I mean he's been really, really rough so far this year. And one last thing I want to say about this Broncos game before we end it is Nick Benito is a dog. 2nd round pick out of Oklahoma in 22, and he has 6 sacks in the last 3 games. He had 2.5 sacks today. Linebacker, and he's just all over the place. He is playing phenomenal right now, and I think he is a really big part of why they won this game. I don't know if Sean Payton just gave him Narcan or something before he put him out there today to get him hyped up. I don't know if he did smelling salts. I know I'm pretty sure those are banned nowadays, but he must have done something to maybe, I don't know, what's the drug that, or not the drug, but what did Ocho Cinco do? It was Red Bull and Viagra, I
McDonald's.
think.
McDonald's.
McDonald's
was his drug of choice.
I wanted to give him a shout out because he played great today.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope. No, I like that. We like that here. But yeah, next game I wanted to talk about was Commanders and Chargers. Speaking of charged up, oh man, I have one of my friends. He's a Chargers fan. I know he ain't charged up. Seeing his team this last 2 weeks.
27 unanswered points, by the way.
Crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, let's get into this Commanders-Chargers game now. So coming to this game, I'm like, okay, we have 2 young quarterbacks who are very exciting to watch. Jaden Daniels of the Washington Commanders and Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers. I know Jaden Daniels, he's coming off missing like the last week or 2 due to injury. And then Justin Herbert and the Chargers looking to redeem themselves after that loss to the Giants last week, after starting up the season 3-0. Because after the first 3 weeks, people were talking about, if the Chargers the favorite to win the AFC West, this team might be legit. And then now you have 2 consecutive losses now, where you guys are starting to lose that momentum. You guys now are tied with the Broncos. Instead of having a commanding lead over the AFC West, now that you dropped these last 2, the Chiefs and Broncos now have breathing room to be able to overtake you guys in the division. And right out the gate, it looked good out the gate. I ain't gonna lie. Like, out the gate, looked like the Chargers were gonna have their way because they have been one of the best offensive teams in the league this season. And Herbert, man, you guys saw that run he did for 41 yards? I was like, go, Herbert, go.
Crazy.
I was like, Herbert moving.
Yeah,
I was like, this is what I've been talking about.
We actually saw the reemergence of Ladd McConkey too. He's had a slow start this year. He actually scored the 1 touchdown for the Chargers. It was looking good for them, but then the second quarter came and and look, you've known my history about this guy, about Jacoby Bill or Will, whatever he's called, Croskett Merritt. He showed out today. He really did.
Let me just say right now, Merritt Madness. That's what we're going to say from now on whenever he goes off. Merritt Madness. I know Nick has been making fun of him, and I've been defending him. And I was like, Nick, I think he's special. I've been saying that on the show. This guy had the best game of his rookie season so far. 14 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was the biggest difference maker for this Commander. Without him today, they don't win this game. He had some key running touchdowns for this team. Key first down catches for them. Because they were struggling early on. They couldn't get anything really going early on in the game. And Chargers had 10 points in the first quarter. And but after that, they didn't score. The key difference of this game, though, was the Quentin Johnson fumble. Ever since after that
the
fumble,
old Quentin
that was like
Johnson's back,
warfare.
baby.
Yeah. After that
The old
fumble, it was like
Quentin
psychological
Johnson.
warfare. After that, they couldn't get anything going offensively. Maybe they had like freaking horrors in their background, nightmares after that fumble. I don't know what it reminded them of, but they couldn't find anything in the end zone or red zone. They couldn't even get a damn field goal. I was like, you guys can't even get in field goal range to connect on a field goal, something. That's what worries me about this Chargers team.
And the running game did them no favors. I mean, I know Hampton had 44 rushing yards. He was mainly a pass catcher. I think he had like 6 receptions for 26? Yeah, 26 yards. I'm looking at my notes here. The running game didn't help them. It was. I think it was telling with the defense of the Chargers. Their run defense. I saw it last week with the Giants. I saw it again this week. Their run defense has problems. I mean, they got to do something to fix this run defense, whether it's like buying during the deadline, which I could see them doing. This run defense is a complete mess. And look, I'll give credit where credit's due. Merritt did a good job today. And I like being proven wrong by these guys. I don't want to be right all the time. You know, I like to get proven wrong. And when I'm wrong, I admit to it that I was wrong about him and I give praise. And I'm doing it this week. So, well done to him. And I'll throw in another name I actually thought did well. Debo. Debo actually, this was probably his best game as a Commander.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. He had 11 targets, and no other Washington receiver had more than 2. And he had 11. This was by far his best game. I'm actually not a big Debo fan. I liked him a few years ago with the 49ers when they were using him to run a lot. And he was kind of all over the place when he had a really good year in 21. But ever since then, he's just kind of been there, and that's really it. And that's how he's been in this offense so far this year. But he was all over the field. And it's going to be interesting to see how he's continued to be used whenever they start getting these guys back from injury. But until then, it's Deebo Samuel, and it's only Deebo Samuel. And I think defenses will certainly make adjustments as they see fit. They have the Bears, Cowboys, and Chiefs the next 3 weeks. So definitely not the easiest defenses in the world. So I wouldn't expect to see this every single week from Deebo, especially when they're utilizing them like this. But really encouraging to see. And the Commanders are sticking around. I mean, they're not going anywhere. They're 3-2. Jaden Daniels is back. Obviously, they're not going to get Austin Eckler back, but everyone saw the memes last year of how slow he was. So maybe it's better that they have this 7th round pick who's going off so far this year. So I'm excited to see what they got. And the Chargers, they look stagnant. They don't look good. Herbert was completing a bunch of short passes. He had that really good run, of course, that everyone saw, but you got to be worried if you're a Chargers fan. And my boy Charlie is a Chargers fan, and I know for a fact he's worried, and he's worried for the offensive line too. And it'll be a miracle if Justin Herbert stays healthy all year with that O-line.
Yeah, dude.
And speaking of the offensive line, they got sacked 5 times. Justin Herbert got sacked 5 times today. Look, I'm telling you,
dude, how great was Von Miller in this game? How great was Von Miller in this game? He looked like his prime Rams/Broncos tenure. He was all over in this game. I mean, he was disappointing in Buffalo. It just wasn't a good schematic fit for him in Buffalo. But I mean, he had a sack and a half in this game, 3 tackles. He looked pretty good. Bobby Wagner is, in my opinion, one of the best linebackers I've seen. Like, arguably the best linebacker in the past decade, maybe 2. He's that good, and I like what I saw from the Commanders. Even the what's his name, Armstrong, the other passer, I think his name is Dorrance Armstrong. He had like 2 sacks as well. He looked pretty good. Washington's defense came to play, and you got to give credit to them there.
And I was gonna say, Chargers, man, allow 5 sacks. That's how you know the offensive line pieces
they're missing Joe Alt. They are really sorely missing Joe Alt.
And Slater. They need those 2 guys, man.
Well, they don't need. They can't get Slater back. They can't get Slater back.
Yeah,
so
he's out for the season.
I think they need Alt back because ever since Alt left in that Giants game, their offense really hasn't been the same.
No, that's
they
true.
haven't.
And it just sucked because I thought Herbert was taking the next step. I'm like, okay, Herbert, your team is struggling offensively. You see this Commanders team starting to really make a run. Show me what you got. Show me what you got when the pressure's on. and they weren't able to get anything going offensively, connect on anything. Now you couldn't even tell me you couldn't even get your team in field goal range at least just to get some points on the board. That leaves me question sometimes, wondering like he's a great player, but is there something missing with him, like with the winning intangibles? That's why I always question sometimes with him.
I understand, but listen, I still think Herbert is a really good quarterback. And Emmanuel Acho needs to shut the hell up about him being a social media quarterback. No, buddy, you're a social media analyst, buddy. Get back to the drawing board with you. No, but seriously, Justin Herbert is still a very good quarterback. I just think it's like more of the offensive line issues are why the offense is struggling more. And again, I think once Joe Alt comes back, there'll be a much more organized offense. But yeah, there's problems. And I still think the problems are more on the defensive side. Like I said, the run defense hasn't been great, and they really got to fix this ASAP with that division. They really need to fix it.
So I looked up on StatHead. The only rookies in Washington Commanders history to have at least 110 receiving yards and 2 touchdown receptions are Charlie Brown and Hugh Taylor.
Really?
So yeah. So Corey Croskett or Merritt Madness joins that list.
You're gonna make that like a merchandise thing, and you're gonna at him on like social media,
and I'm gonna be like in quotations, Little Bill. That's what they call him.
I hear the Baltimore Ravens are looking for people to basically play for them. Oh my god,
they can use him right now.
The Ravens are done.
Yeah, they're done.
I think they're done.
I saw that. I didn't watch that game, but I saw the score, and I was like, I know Lamar Jackson wasn't playing, though. He's out with the hamstring. When I knew he was out for the game, I said, they're losing this game. Because who are they really without Lamar Jackson?
Did you see their inactive list? It's basically a Pro Bowl roster of all the players that were inactive for them. It's bad in Baltimore. Like, I feel for Derrick Henry, man, because he was the only player that scored for Baltimore on this. He got his, I think, 110th touchdown in his career. I just feel like he's going to be wasting his entire career here. And it sucks. And I got to tell you, too, with Baltimore, like, it really looks done. And I don't think they're going to get rid of Harbaugh, man, but, like, they should have gotten rid of Harbaugh last year. And I'm not going through this whole hoopla, but Baltimore is in deep. And look, the Texans aren't even a good team either. Like, they have a ton of problems as well. And with how bad that offensive line is, I don't even think they got a sack, Baltimore. Like, maybe they did in garbage time, but I can't remember if they had a sack. That's how bad they've been. Yeah, and I don't know what they do from here. And you gotta say one thing, though. If they don't get healthy enough, ready to go, do you think their defensive coordinator is fired, or do you think they just keep the gang around?
I don't think he's fired just due to all the injuries. You can't really blame him for all these key, and it's not even like just this regular second string guys getting. It's like top guys getting injured. So I don't think he's gonna get fired. Sometimes you gotta give these guys a little bit some leeway and have some, like you gotta understand like the situation, what's going on. I don't think he'll get fired.
Yeah. By the way, Rashad Bateman, where's he? What the hell happened to him? I know he's healthy.
I don't even hear about him anymore.
Where's
man.
he?
Last year, 2 years ago, I was like, this guy was on the come up. Everyone's talking about him like number Jeffrey, 2, 3 receiving threat. Now I don't even hear about him.
Yeah. Jeffrey, is Rashad Bateman in the witness protection program or something? Like, where the hell is he?
He's never to be seen. He's caught half of his targets this year. He didn't catch any of them today. He only had 3. And back to your point about everyone being injured, they had said on the broadcast, $160 million worth of players out of their salary cap this year they were on the sidelines today. $160 million. In case you didn't know, the salary cap this year was $280 million. So they had Lamar, Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, all pros last year, and they were all on the sidelines.
That's like an entire Deshaun Watson contract.
You said $160 million, right? You said $160 million?
Yep.
And how much is the salary cap in NFL?
$280.
$280. Damn, that's almost 60% of your cap.
Yeah. So
Oh my God.
it's terrible. My friend Bryce, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. He's a Ravens fan. Cooper
Oh
Rush
God.
is clearly not a Ravens
Oh, he
fan.
sucks. He
Cooper Rush is a
sucks.
Houston Texans fan, and I think that was clear today with the 3 interceptions. He's terrible. He had a good couple games last year after Dak got hurt, but he's just not an NFL quarterback. He's old. He's slow. He can't see. There was one pick, I actually didn't even think it was his fault, but it was a bad ball anyway, where he threw it to Derrick Henry, which was his first bad decision. But the cornerback jumped the route in that he basically picked it up off the ground. It was such a poor throw. So
Do you
I don't know
think?
what's going on with this team, but I think even with all those guys back, they still would have lost this game.
Do you think we'll get to see the Ravens bench Cooper Rush for Tyler Snoop Huntley? Do you think they'll give him an opportunity? I think he's the third stringer, right? Because that's how bad Rush was today.
I'm
Depends
pretty
how
sure
long Justin
that
out.
he was a Pro Bowler like 2 years ago. So
Yeah, because the Pro Bowl means so well that a 900 passing yards quarterback got in.
Yep.
Wonderful.
He had 1,000. Okay, he had 1,000 that year.
He had 900 when they announced the Pro Bowl list, so yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't count. Get rid of the Pro Bowl sucks. I'm
Yeah,
glad
no,
that thing is
it's-
dead
That'd
and
be worse
buried.
than NBA All-Star game. It's crazy.
The thing is, the NFL
Oh my
is
God.
It's not a high standard either.
the NFL is so popular, and they have so much opportunity to do so well with the Pro Bowl and that whole entire weekend and all the activities
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But it just sucks. I think the years leading up to the flag football thing, it was just piss poor seeing these guys just run up and hug each other as if it was some gay club, and they didn't get injured. It's just like, guys, what's going on? If we're gonna play football, play football.
Hugging
If
each
we're
other.
not gonna play football, let's just
going
man.
into a club.
He ain't lying though, because some of those flag football things I've seen, I'm just like, bro, what am I watching?
Yeah.
This is like an indictment.
it
NFL
makes me
football.
very uncomfortable. I would like to say.
Dude, the Pro Bowl was done the moment they moved it out of Hawaii. Once that happened, I'm
Oh,
it's
man.
over. It's over.
Like, the only sports that have legitimate All-Star weekend, MLB and like NHL.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
baseball All-Star game is awesome because the day before they have the home run derby, and recently it's actually been pissing me off because they don't have Aaron Judge, they don't have all the big guys in there. They have a bunch
Well,
of
Judge was
losers
hurt
that no
last
one's
year, I
ever heard of
think.
before.
Judge, I think, was hurt last year.
He wasn't in it this year either.
Yeah, he wasn't in this year either. But
I would love to
Ben
see
Rice was,
Judge,
but-
Soto, Rayleigh, Otani, home run derby. Oh man.
Yeah, they all declined. Even Ellie De La Cruz declined
Oh,
it, which
God.
would
Why
be
you-
sad
Come
because
on,
his
y'all.
second half sucked this year. But this is a
Yeah.
football podcast, and I'll keep it that way.
Don't worry. Well, don't worry about that. I mean, I understand. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Bengals could use a Cincinnati Reds player. Like, could one of those pitchers play quarterback or something? Because, the Bengals...
Dude, have you seen Ellie throw from shortstop? He throws the ball 100 miles an hour. You can't.
I think
go out there and play half as good as
Yeah.
Lamar. Come on.
Yeah.
I think
Elite De La Cruz is crazy.
I think Jake Browning, although he threw 3 passing touchdowns, he threw 4 picks. I'm pretty sure Ellie De La Cruz would be a better quarterback than Jake Browning.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Elite De La
Right.
Cruz is a freak of nature. I
I
saw
think
him
if
play
you
in person.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I saw him play in person back when I went to LA 2 years ago. Him and Otani, I was just in awe of what I was seeing. Him and Otani, I'm like, bro, this is baseball players. I'm like,
he is crazily built. That dude
He
is
was moving.
built. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one day, I think Jeffrey will agree with me. It would kind of be cool to see Ellie De La Cruz get called up to the Yankees to play, but I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Jeffrey. That's okay.
You always do the called up thing, but then the Jets are the minor league team for.
They should be a minor league team.
Yeah, I guess.
Bring back the Arlington whatever team is in the UFL. They should play.
Yeah, the Argonauts.
Or the CFL.
Argonauts.
Yeah, I mean the Argonauts or the Elks from Edmonton, the Rough Riders from Saskatchewan or something like that, or call up one of those teams. Heck, I think one of those teams would do a better job than the Giants did today. Dude, how do you make the Saints look like they're competent?
Yeah. Spencer
And you
Rattler
lose
should-
to them too.
Yeah. Jackson Dart did not look very good in that game. He had a couple picks. He was so mad at himself on the sideline. Cam Scatterboo had a fumble. It was just terrible.
I think Daboll's gone after this year. I mean, that Giants team is not coached well at all.
Yeah.
I just think Daboll's gone. And the defense, man, like, how many times are we going to go through? Like, you had a New Orleans Saints team put like 26 points up against you. Like, the defense has got to play better than that. Although I will say one positive note for the Giants, their tight end Theo Johnson wasn't a scrub. He actually did something for once, which was really good. I got to be honest with you, like, that was embarrassing for the Giants. I will say Jackson Dart was a consummate professional, basically owning up to the loss in the press conference, saying, like, this is on me, I need to do better. That's a leader right there. That's
unlike some people on the Jets who saying, "Oh yeah,
yeah,
we practiced great this week."
Yeah, we practiced great this week.
We lose by 20.
Or in the words of Aaron Glenn, let me just practice my thing here. We had a damn good week of practice, you know?
Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to mention, you guys. Do you think Kevin Patullo, the offense coordinator of the Eagles, on the hot seat? Because that was kind of hard to watch. You guys could not score any points. There's been a lot of talk about it. And I know Kellen Moore is on the Saints now, but last year they were firing on all cylinders offensively. But now you see Saquon not being as effective as he was last year. AJ Brown's barely getting the ball. He's complaining. Like, I think he's on the hot seat. I think we have to really.
It depends where this team is during the trade deadline. That's where I think we could potentially maybe see him get let go. But I'm going to lean towards the maybe side of the question because I'm kind of like on and off on it. But you know what, Jeffrey? Whatever you say, I'll respond by saying I agree.
Oh, I mean, I think I should be the Eagles' offensive coordinator if you think about it.
that I agree with.
But
that I agree with. Can you make me the special teams coordinator?
You know what? Yeah, you can be the special coordinator. How about that?
Yeah. I enjoy it.
They won the Super Bowl last year. They started off 4-0. Their offense has been hit or miss, but I think it would be ridiculous to say that he would get fired this year. And I think it would be ridiculous to fire him this year. Just watching the game, even last week, they had a bunch of really good creative plays. They had the fake tush push. They had a cool in-run play that got him a bunch of yards. So is it annoying that all of the troubles that should have been kept in the locker room, kept in-house, have been blasted on social media because the 28-year-old or whatever, A.J. Brown, is just a complete immature moron? Sure. But I think it would be ridiculous to say that their offensive coordinator would get fired.
I think there's more of a chance that the Cardinals' offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator get fired than them. Especially with how bad, like, the Cardinals were up in this game 21-6, and they blew that lead to the damn Titans, whose head coach doesn't know the rules.
They lost to the Titans.
And the biggest thing is Imari Demarcado.
He should be cut. He should be cut.
The ball flaunting into the end zone, that single-handedly lost them the game because they're up 21-3 or 21 to whatever, 21-6 at that point. And ball went to the back of the end zone, and it was a turnover, and then they wound up losing 22-21. I think anyone, I don't care who you are, anyone should get bent. Anyone should get cut for something like that because everyone, every single year, sees so many people in college, so many people in the NFL make that same exact mistake. We saw it last week with someone too. And
Donnie Mitchell of the Colts. I'm looking up his stat. I don't even think he did he do anything against the Raiders? I'll look it up. Continue. I'll look it up.
Everyone sees it every single week, and everyone's always made fun of the guy for doing that, for walking into the end zone and
he didn't even have a catch. He got benched.
So I think and they scored 40 points too. So if he was gonna have a catch at all, that would have been today.
Yeah, the Raiders suck. That's why. And Geno, like I said earlier, is the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. Like, I take Jacob
Sick.
Browning over him. Like, Geno's, like, he looks cooked. He looks
6
done.
touchdowns this season, 9 interceptions. Wow,
Yeah.
that's 75.6. Whoa, passer rating. That's terrible.
Yeah, he like, I think Kenny Pickett is their backup. But I'd start Kenny Pickett next week if I'm the Raiders.
It's just crazy because Geno Smith was one, like, when he was on the Seahawks, he was really good. Like, he was one of the better starting quarterbacks in the league that we didn't consider like a superstar. But on that next tier, if you had someone you wanted as a starting quarterback, as a solid guy, he was probably the first guy you would choose on that list. And to see him just have a precipitous drop off is kind of crazy to think about it.
Bro, they made the right decision trading him to the Raiders and bringing in Sam Darnold. I mean, Darnold was on, like, yes, Tampa Bay did win the game. That was the best game of the week. But Darnold threw like 4 touchdowns, like 340 passing yards. He did throw a bit of a sloppy pick, but they made the right choice getting rid of him and signing Sam Darnold. They really did, because Geno's awful. He looked like, and another thing too, Pete Carroll. Look, I respect Pete Carroll, what he's done for the game, but he's clearly done. And the only reason why he's there, I don't think he knows, his son is, I think, like the offensive line coach or something. So that's probably why he's still coaching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
make those
Belichick.
family memories. Make those family memories.
Since we're talking this, who do you think gets fired first? Pete Carroll of the Raiders or Bill Belichick at UNC?
Damn, he threw college. Bill Belichick, maybe, because, it's not looking good over there.
Oh, my God. Like, why is his girlfriend allowed to go on the sidelines?
Yeah, I didn't know that, because I don't even be watching him.
Dude, Bill is out there. His girlfriend's on the sidelines, like, checking in on him. And there's time, I think either in the middle of the game or before the game, they publicly kiss each other.
Just to watch him get stopped by like 20, 30 points.
Yep. 2 employees, by the way. 2 employees doing that in the middle of a game. I just want to throw that out there.
Probably on national television. That's crazy. Oh, I want to give a shout out to the Buccaneers, man. 4-1 now. Baker Mayfield, 379 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And you guys did it without your best receiver, who's out.
No, they did have their best receiver there. They did.
Emeka Egbuka.
Dude, that dude he is their best receiver.
Oh, you think he's the best receiver now over Mike Evans?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love Mike Evans. Trust me. Look, Mike Evans, great player. But with all the hamstring issues, I think he's the number 2 now. With how well Emeka Egbuka has been playing, man, that was the steal of the draft. That really was the steal of the draft in the first round. Like,
163 yards, a touchdown, 20 or 23 yards per reception. That's like all pro type numbers right there. Receiving, like, this guy, if once Mike Evans comes back, if they could have stayed healthy, this team offensively, I feel like, can go up against any team in the league.
Him and the running back.
Defense I'm worried about.
Him and the running back. What's his name? Bucky Irving. He was out with an injury as well. Rashid White did a good job in this game replacing. And honestly, like, this Buccaneers offense is really, really good. It's the defense that is the problem here.
The issue.
And you got to give credit to Seattle too. And one other guy I want to mention on Seattle too that doesn't get as much, like, hype and promise. Like, Jackson Smith, Nick Jigba's great. How about this Horton kid, Torrey Horton? He's actually been impressing me lately on the Seahawk offense.
Yeah, he's played well. He hasn't gotten the ball a ton, but I think what's really interesting is Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has been phenomenal this year after having a career-saving year last year. But so far this year, he has a 73 completion percentage. He has 9 touchdowns, only 3 picks. Only been sacked 6 times through 5 games and threw for almost 350 yards today. So they lost, and that really sucks because I hate the Bucs. I hate them with all of my heart. But Sam Darnold played really well. And I think the Bucs, it's weird because they have a really, really good run defense, but they got ran all over by Kenneth Walker today. Kenneth Walker almost 9 yards per carry.
The problem is their defensive tackle, what's his name? Kai Jawan. Cansey, I can't say his first name. I apologize if he's listening to this right now. But ever since Cansey went down with the torn pec, that run defense has not been the same. So that's probably why Kenneth Walker looked as good, better than what you thought, because they lost their defensive tackle.
And what's crazy is every single week, and I do a podcast on Wednesdays with my guy from school, and we always talk about this, is Baker Mayfield is in the middle of every single comeback at the end of the game. I think it's happened 4 out of the 5 games this year. And he's won 3 of the 4, but every single week at the end of the game, he's driving down the field with less than 2 minutes, and he looks better than prime Tom Brady. And I hate both those guys. So it's a big compliment for me to say that. But Baker Mayfield is just an absolute dog. He has a great mentality. He's a leader. He's a real leader. He sacked once, didn't throw any picks, threw for almost 400 yards, 29 to 33. And Rachaad White is not a good running back. He had 2 goal line rushes, and that's why he got the 2 touchdowns. So I don't want to sit here and say that the run game is good without Bucky Irving, because it's not, because Rachaad White is bad. But Emeka Egbuka is not bad. That man is so good, and he was slept on in the draft. I was sleeping on him too. He dropped down to 19, and they took guys above him that, like Matthew Golden, I think he was right after Egbuka, but people were saying that those guys were a coin flip, and you see how it's turned out through the first half of this year. So
yeah, 100%
speaking of
agree.
Egbuka, I got something for you. So look on StatHead again. I filtered some historical stuff. He joins Mike Evans and Mark Carrier as one of 3 rookie receivers in Tampa Bay Buccaneers history to have at least 160 receiving yards, 1 reception touchdown on at least 23 yards per reception in a game. So that's pretty good company right there. That's some pretty good company. And I feel like he's only going to get better. He had the most reception yards, I think, ever in Ohio State Buckeye history, if I'm not mistaken. Which is crazy, because that is a loaded school for NFL prospects. So that's saying a lot.
Why did he drop? I never understood this during the draft. You might know more than me. Why did he drop?
It's not like he played for Boise State and did that. He did that at Ohio State. That's an NFL factory.
I had him as a top 10 prospect in this class. Like I never understood why he dropped.
I think the reason is he was never really the one in Ohio State's offense, because they had guys like Marvin Harrison, they had JSN, and they have such a prestigious wide receiver group every single year. He was never able to produce like the high level season that all the other guys were able to, and was never able to really stand out, but still performed well with what was given to him. So I think that's why people weren't thinking as highly of him. But
look, I do want to change to I don't know if you guys saw the early game, the Vikings-Browns game. Like, the Browns did lose that game, but I gotta tell you, like, as much hate as their GM Barry's been getting, Andrew Barry, who ever since he gave the Watson contract in the trade, which is probably going to go down as one of the worst moves in football history. But look at his drafting. Like, the Browns, like, their defense has been criminally underrated, and I felt like they looked fine. Look at their drafting. I'm going to read all their picks this year. Mason Graham, Carson Schweitzer, the linebacker from UCLA who got drafted, Quinshon Judkins, the running back, Harold Fannin, Dylan Gabriel, Dylan Simpson, and the other quarterback I refuse to name because he comes across like a piece of work, who didn't want to play in Baltimore because he didn't think he'd start. Yeah, bad decisions, huh? But, I'm sorry, going back to the Browns rookie draft, like, they did a damn good job of drafting so far. Like, Graham's been amazing in the interior. Carson, I can't say his last name, so Schweitzer, I think his name, I don't remember. But he's been the best defensive player in this class so far. Like, he's a leader. That kid's amazing. Judkins has been doing pretty well at running back. Fannin looks like the tight end of the future there. I mean, he still has a few growing pains. Gabriel looked like a competent quarterback. He's much better than Joe Flacco, and he should start the rest of the season unless an injury occurs. Gabriel looked really good in this game. And I thought Dylan Simpson was solid for the carries he gets. The Browns have a criminally underrated draft class this year. They've been balling out, and that's why they've been playing games close this year. A big reason why was with how that defense has been operating, and I'm telling you, people need to watch out for Cleveland. They're not going to do much this year. I think they need another year or two for, once they can get out of Deshaun. I think they can get out of Deshaun's contract next year, if I remember correct. If you could look it up for me on Bing, that would be perfect. But Cleveland, if they play their moves right and continue to draft as well as they did this year, they could have a team for next year.
His contract expires after the 2026 season. So after next year, his contract expires.
Yeah. And he's never playing another game of football ever again.
Yeah.
No team will ever take a chance on him ever again.
If I'm him, you better be smart with your money now, because
he's set. Well, he's set for life once the lawyer fees are finished getting paid.
Yeah. So the Browns, they have voidable years in 2027 and 28 to give them cap flexibility after 26 season. So yeah, they're good after next year off him. So yeah, if I'm them, and they got the defensive pieces. You just need to get a franchise quarterback. Once you got that, this team in a few years could really be a team making noise.
With how Dylan Gabriel played, he showed flashes of potentially being that franchise. I mean, was he amazing? He had 190 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns. That's pretty solid for a guy of his caliber in this Cleveland offense. And their O-line's a bit of a mess, but they got something on this team. And I'll give you another, like Isaiah Bond was kind of hit or miss. He's actually looked okay on this offense, but the one negative I will give, Jerry Jeudy, I mean, he's been very disappointing on this Cleveland offense. I don't know what happened. Last year he was really good for them, but this year he's just, I don't know what to say with him.
I think.
No, you're going to say different.
If Gabriel works out, this team is 1 or 2 offensive pieces away from being a real contender. I really like their rushing attack. Judkins, of course, is doing really well. Jerome Ford is a solid running back, and so is Dylan Sampson. I think Sampson's done absolutely nothing since Judkins returned, but he had a good 2 games before Judkins took over as the main guy. So I think really, really good 3 deep rushing attack might be the best 3 deep in all of football, other than the Lions' first 2.
I'd say the best future 3 depth, because again, it takes 2 to 3 years for prospects to develop. But in the future, if they're developed well, I think they could be one of the top in the NFL.
Yeah, the only problem is the receiving core is Cedric Tillman and Jerry Jeudy are not your top of the line wide receiver ones, and they have 2 good tight ends with Njoku and
Harold Fannin.
Yeah, but I mean, Isaiah Bond is an undrafted free agent who was mediocre last year in college. He was a really big transfer guy. Then he transferred to Texas from Alabama, if I remember correctly, and he was. Everyone wanted him, and then he didn't have a super good year last year. So we'll see what happens with Bond. They're clearly really relying on him, especially with that Cedric Tillman injury. He had 9 targets today, 7 targets, and David Njoku had 9. So when you're tight end and UDFA or your 1-2 targets, that's probably not a good sign. But
yeah.
Overall, this is, of course, a wasted year for them. It's just a year to see if their young key pieces can work out, and hopefully Shedeur Sanders continues to be a mime and doesn't actually.
Oh my God! He looked like he was on? He looked like he was on whatever Josh Gordon's stash of the month was. He looked like he was on something the Josh Gordon read or something. There's a reason why he wasn't taken by other teams, and it's clear it's the attitude.
If he went to Baltimore, he probably would be playing right now.
I know, that's the funniest thing. It's so ironic.
Yeah.
By the way, we got to mention this as well for the Vikings side. Jordan Addison apparently got himself into. There was a reason he didn't even play the first quarter. Apparently, he missed a couple of walkthroughs, and his punishment was he didn't play the first quarter.
Yeah, and he barely played the second quarter too.
Yeah, although he did catch the key touchdown that resulted in the Vikings winning. But Jordan Addison's got to really he needs to check his attitude. He really not only with the missed walkthroughs, but with the off the field issues. I mean, especially with the DUI. I mean, my track record with DUIs. I have no respect for people who committed DUI, and if it was me running the team, he would be out of a job with what he did there. But it's the NFL; they get away with stuff. But he's got to get his attitude checked, and he needs to be clean.
Is the NFL's review into Judkins, is that still going on?
I think it's still going on.
I haven't heard anything about it since he came back.
I believe it's still going on unless they decided to drop it. But
yeah, which would really surprise me because everything I was hearing was saying that even if he signed his contract, he'd still be suspended for a few games because I know the charges got dropped and it was all probably fake. But the NFL doesn't like their shield getting blemished whatsoever,
and they want to spin the wheel of discipline. If you know where I'm going here.
Yep.
Getting back to the Browns, I wanted to mention. So what do you think will be the best for them to do? Like play out Dylan Gabriel for the next few weeks, see what you have in him potentially. Okay. All right, and then if he's not what you want, then you consider tanking the rest of the season, try to get a top QB in this draft.
No.
Right?
I think you go with Dylan Gabriel the rest of the year, and if he gets hurt or injured or something like that, I personally would go to Flacco because I think Shedeur Sanders is another piece of work. But knowing the Browns, because the only reason why he's a Brown is because Browns ownership forced them to draft this kid. I guarantee you Shedeur will start this year, and he'll be as bad as Johnny Football was during his first start. You know what I mean? If I were them, Dylan Gabriel's the guy for the rest of the year, unless he proves otherwise or he struggles. And then you can go ahead and, roll the dice on bringing Flacco as the starter, rolling the dice on Shedeur. But to me, I'd start Gabriel should have been the starters day one, in my opinion. Like, Joe Flacco, I don't know how he keeps getting jobs in the NFL, but it's clear he's done. Dylan Gabriel, you used the third round pick on. You should have started him on day one, but the
problem is with. I don't think any NFL team tanks, to be honest with you. But the problem is, even if they did wind up with a top 3, top 5 pick in the draft next year, there is not a single quarterback that I am very excited about. According to CBS, the top quarterback right now is Fernando Mendoza. And are you going to say Nussmeier? Because I'm not a big fan.
I think if it were me and I had the first overall pick, I would take Nussmeier country mile right now. I mean, you can maybe argue Sellers with me, but I don't think he's going to declare this year.
Oh, no. I think he better not declare. I hope for his sake, I hope he doesn't declare.
Yeah, he would pull an Anthony Richardson if he declared. It's too early for him to declare, and he's still a little raw, from what I've seen from him. I mean, you could. I'm taking a look at the QB rosters right now. Drew Aller's probably another name up there.
He hasn't done very well.
He hasn't looked great. I mean, I don't think Mateer from Oklahoma is declaring. Dante Moore from Oregon, I don't think so. Beck's probably going to declare.
Yeah, he has to. I'm pretty sure he's like a super senior.
Yeah.
He might wind up being in the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks because it's a week.
Yeah.
Having a good year so far.
I kind of like Sawyer Robertson from Baylor if you want to use a mid-round pick on a quarterback, but I'm trying to think who else. Klubnik, I think, is going to stay another year in Clemson. Yeah, I still go with Nussmeier first overall if it was
Nussmeier.
Me. No, I keep saying his name wrong. Nussmeier. I apologize.
I need to start watching some college football.
Yeah, I mean, Garrett Nussmeier is probably going to be my quarterback next year, so I gotta learn how to pronounce the name right. But by the way, for what you said earlier, for NFL teams don't tank, the Dolphins did, trying to get to. Remember that year?
Yeah, you see how that turned out.
Yeah, I mean, it resulted in a lawsuit because Flores didn't want to tank. You remember that whole thing?
Yeah.
Speaking of Miami, is Mike McDaniels absolutely fired at the end of the year when you lose to the Panthers of all teams?
I don't know.
We talked about that.
I don't think so. I mean, I think they need to get rid of Tyreek Hill. I've never liked that.
Oh, he's a piece of work.
Guy. And I don't know how many kids he has, but that's how many teams he's going to wind up being on before he retires. Because that means he's a locker room cancer, and he's going to go from the Dolphins, and he's going to go to the Jets, and then he's going to go to the Chiefs again.
What's crazy was he was about to get traded to the Jets, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'd rather take the less taxes in Miami."
Which it probably works out better for him because he's sitting at home right now with his 7 baby mamas and 13 children, and he's not even playing.
Oh my god!
The Dolphins have one more win than the Jets.
I find it weird that like when he got hurt and he got carted off, he was smiling.
Yeah,
like he was smiling and waving. Like, what?
Xavier Leggett got a touchdown today. That might be his first career touchdown. Good for him.
Who?
Xavier Leggett.
Yeah. He actually looked pretty good. Bryce Young was awful, by the way, in the first.
Yeah, Bryce Young was not a good quarterback.
Honestly, I've given up on Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Like some of the throws he was making, like yes, he had a good second half, but some of the throws he was making, oh my god, oh my lord, that was.
And what sucks is I thought he made strides at the end of the second half of last year. I'm like, okay, can he build off that coming this year? And it hasn't really panned out.
Oh, can we talk about Rico Dowdle for a second? Rico Dowdle rushed for 200 yards.
Uncle Rico?
Yeah, and then had another 30 yards to the air. And that's out of nowhere, too. The Panthers have the most dysfunctional running back room I have ever seen in my entire life because they have Jonathan Brooks, who tore everyone's ACL. He was gaining ACLs.
I never understood why they drafted him in round 2. Like, I never understood that pick at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Hubbard's good, but he keeps getting injured, too.
Yeah, and they have the other Etienne. What's his name?
Trevor Etienne. Yeah.
He
had a good year at Georgia last year.
Is he related to Travis?
Yeah, little brother. They don't really look alike, to be honest. Trevor.
They don't. That's why I'm like, wait, they're related.
Yeah, Travis looks like a nice guy. Trevor looks like he'd beat you up.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
What a contrasting style right there.
I mean, you can see it on the page. One's better, one's not. I'm just saying.
Darren Waller looks like the Darren Waller of old. I mean, like he's had a crap, rap career, and ever since he's returned to the NFL, he's looked like he's back to form,
Through 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, I guess all you need is to go through the highs and lows of a bad rapping career, and divorcing your WNBA lover. What's her name? Plum, whatever.
Oh, they have straight women in the WNBA. That's cool.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I didn't say that, DJ. I didn't say that.
No, that's good. That's good.
I didn't say that. I didn't. Oh my god!
I don't support it.
Hey, so that's it for football, y'all. Before we did you guys? Because I was out on the road for a special occasion on Saturday, so I didn't really get to watch the baseball game. I had to do a 2-hour drive to Connecticut and back.
We didn't mention the Thursday night.
You want to say something about baseball? Any other
I
games you get to watch?
I want to do the Thursday night football game before we go to the baseball. I apologize for interrupting. I have a habit of that, and I promise I'll get better through.
You're good.
So I picked the Rams in Survivor. I'm out. What was Sean McVay thinking? What was Sean McVay thinking in the fourth quarter when it's a 4th and 1? Kyron has botched it many times. He's not in his head. Why do you run there? Matthew Stafford has bailed you out with your arm. Why? And take the points. You have Mac Jones who's on one leg and one arm. Why are you going for on a 4th and 1? I don't understand it. And that game exposed the Rams, too, because all the injuries the 49ers have had. And Mac Jones, you got to give credit to that guy. Mac Jones, he got hurt. He was getting massaged, often because of how, you didn't see the game. I saw it on Amazon Prime. The trainer was, massaging his arms and his legs on the sideline. It was, he was clearly hurt. And he balled out. He really did. And man, the 49ers can catch a break with injuries, man. But that was a good win for the San Francisco 49ers. And the Rams better wake up. they better wake up because that was a bad loss.
I feel like the 49ers are the only team in the NFL that have an infirmary team and still win games. Like they have everybody injured and they still win. I've never seen anything like that, bro.
Their healthiest player on the roster right now, especially on offense, is Christian McCaffrey. That's how injured they are.
That's crazy because he ain't even healthy himself. They're 4-1, and they have a laundry list of injuries. I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen anything.
No other had 140 yards.
Oh, dude, yeah. If Mac Jones plays, Kendrick Bourne is a must start for 49ers in fantasy with all the injuries they have. Like Pearsall was out, Jennings was out. Who knows when he'll be back? But Bourne is a must play every time Mac Jones plays because they had that connection in New England. And remember when the NFL draft hit with the Mac Jones year? What if the San Francisco 49ers drafted Mac Jones like Kyle Shanahan wanted to instead of Trey Lance?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. I mean, Mac Jones.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Is he still in the NFL? Like last I heard, he was in like the Chargers backing up or something like that.
Yeah, he actually played today.
So he's still with the
Chargers. He's on the Chargers.
Yeah, dude. I feel for Trey Lance because that dude could just I'm not gonna say it's not his fault because like he kept getting hurt, but man. That was just.
He kind of sucked, also, but that's beside.
Yeah, but when I blame the injuries, he never was healthy. Injuries derailed him.
I thought he could have been at least solid, but
he's not the worst quarterback in that draft class, by the way. Zach Wilson's worse.
Oh,
He's backing up Tua right now.
I haven't heard about him in a long time either. Is he even still in the league?
Swear. Yeah, he's backing up Tua right now. I swear to Christ. I swear. If Zach Wilson starts in the next Jets-Dolphins game, if Zach Wilson starts as the Miami Dolphins quarterback and beats the New York Jets, I swear I'm going to lose my damn mind.
I will laugh.
I'm going to lose my mind.
About revenge. Just like Aaron Rodgers had a revenge against you guys.
Oh my God, the Steelers are going to win that division now. They're the most fraudulent like team in the NFL, and they're going to win that division.
Burrow's out. Jackson's out. It's the Browns are not good enough offensively.
They're going to steal that division,
man. And I really thought coming into this season, AFC North was going to be like one of the best divisions, and injuries have sapped it.
Yeah,
NFC North though has not disappointed me. NFC North has been incredible.
I've been proven right with the Bengals, by the way. I've been right about the Bengals.
Yeah, but you can kind of think Joe Burrow getting hurt for that. I don't think they would be this bad if he was not hurt. I mean, they still sucked. They weren't great.
Their defense is putrid. Oh, that
I feel like this could go down in a documentary one day. The Burrow Bengals. Never can.
Imagine if Burrow pulls an Andrew Luck and just decides to retire suddenly because I'm not even joking. It's heading towards that projection. With all the injuries he had, he needs
an offensive line, son.
He can't.
He had an offensive line. Imagine how good he'd be.
Oh my God! That's why I wanted.
Look how good he is without one.
Yeah. That's why I wanted them to draft Sewell over Chase, but
you can't blame them. Those are two great players.
Yeah.
They both became all pros, so it's kind of.
Another thing with the Bengals, Zach Taylor, not a good head coach. Not a good head coach.
Yeah, I'm starting to think
and he's not getting fired because the owner's a cheap person. He refuses to spend money for buyout clauses.
They really need to focus on some offensive linemen in the draft and free agency. That's what they need to focus on more than anything, and get some defensive players. Sheesh.
Yeah,
that's what needs to be their focus.
They got nothing on defense. The only player on defense that's good is Trey Hendrickson. I can't even name another defenseman on this Bengals team.
Yeah,
can you? Can you, Jeffrey? Oh my God! What a mess!
Ready for this? Daniel Jones, the Daniel Jones-led Indianapolis Colts, have scored the second most amount of points in the NFL this year.
Wow.
Just think about that as you're going to sleep tonight.
Again, that's a mark on the Giants too, and Joe Shane and Dayball too. Like with how great Jones has been in Indianapolis. Like, ooh boy. I mean, I don't know about those two job wise. I wouldn't be shocked if they're gone.
And can I apologize to Detroit Lions? Because in week 1, I was like, dang, you guys, I don't know about you guys. I was kind of worried how they looked against the Packers. But damn, since then, you guys have led the league. You're leading the league in scoring, almost 35 a game. You're leading the league in last 3 games, over 36 per game. And then at home, averaging 43 points per game. That is dominance right there. And David Montgomery looked great today. Their offense is oil machine out there.
Dude,
they're looking like Detroit from last year.
Can they play this Tesla kid more? Like every time you see him on the field, he catches touchdowns, and he's only there for like 1 play or something like. Can they play more?
Man, that's what I've been saying. I'm like, this team has so many weapons. He kind of gets lost in the depth chart because they have so many guys they can utilize in the offense and that could, threaten the defense. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams, he's like the 4th guy on that offense.
Yeah, he is. Oh, well, the Patriots scored. It's 13-10 now in that game. Ramondre Stevenson got a goal line touchdown. I'm shocked he didn't fumble it. Ramondre Stevenson, whatever.
And let's talk about the way they spread their offense out. Like 5 different guys scored a touchdown today. Montgomery, Sam Laporta, Gibbs, Isaac Tesla, and Brock Wright. This Detroit team, man.
I forgot Brock Wright was still on the Lions, to be honest with you.
Talk about a spread offense right there. It's like basketball. You have 5 players just moving the ball. Everybody's shooting, spreading the ball, hitting shots. Everybody's on fire. Everybody's eating. Everybody's eating. That's what we saw today with the Lions. And that's why this team has a chance to be a legitimate Super Bowl contender. After week 1, I was worried, but man, they've been proving me really wrong since then. But yeah, Detroit's dominance, otherworldly, man. They've been proving. Yeah, they didn't need those coordinators. They were this talented all along.
Yeah. I still think losing Ben Johnson was the bigger loss for them because Ben Johnson's actually there's shown a little competency with Chicago, but they've done a really good job. And it's not just that, it's like the assistants. They all went with Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn to their respect. Like Tanner Ekstrand, who was their offensive assistant, went to Detroit. I forgot who the Bears defensive assistant, I forgot what his name was. He went to Chicago. They did a really good job. And I'm still pissed that my team chose to hire Adam Headgase over Dan Campbell. I wanted Dan Campbell that year, and they decided to go after Peyton Manning's coffee boy.
Oh man, but yeah, this was another great episode of football. Did you guys want to talk baseball quickly before we wrap it up?
Yeah. How about them Red Sox?
Oh man, I know your Reds. They're out. Jeffrey, I'm sorry about that. When I was watching it, I was like, damn.
But
I'm
bro,
going Jeffrey, even though he's going through it right now.
I'll be quick with this, Jeffrey. It was predictable that the Reds wouldn't go deep. But thank you for providing me memes to send to friends of mine that are Mets fans. Oh, man, it's been glorious. My phone, I've been sending memes to them all day because they torment me as a Jets fan, as a Charlotte Hornets fan, as a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. Like, this is my revenge right now. So thank you, Cincinnati Reds.
New York Mets, they got a lot to talk about this offseason. P. Alonso, he is out of there. He's gone.
And there's a rumor too that Diaz could enact this like player option, like leave too. He might opt out too.
Yeah. And man, I know Schlittler had that incredible game. That was the other day.
Oh my god.
That was historical. I mean,
he
12 strikeouts, amazing. Right?
Yeah, he is such a great pitcher.
8 innings, like a complete game. It was his rookie playoff debut. He's the only rookie pitcher in the Yankees history to do what he did. The Yankees have a historic history, so doing it for that franchise, that's like with Ibuka with the Buccaneers. with Ohio State in college, leading most receptions ever for a storied organization and program. That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
And I know I know you were watching that game where they kind of got manhandled by the Blue Jays yesterday, but
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
expect them to go long in the the Blue unless like they wake up like on I think they play Tuesday if I remember correctly. Tuesday they next play next.
Play tomorrow.
Yeah, if they can't get their act together there, they're done. But listen, I'll be a man to admit my fan base, the Yankee fan base, can be a little spoiled at times. But listen, I've enjoyed myself with these playoffs, and they went as far as they did without Garrett Cole, without like Schmidt, and without like play. Their pitching's been lackluster, and I think once Garrett Cole's back next year, and because I don't think they're going to let Boone go. I don't think, even though I'm not a big Cashman guy, I think he should have been fired years ago. I don't think Cashman will be going anywhere, and they still got plenty of prospects. They still got a ton of options for them to do. And look, I know it's never going to happen because Ben Rice is amazing. Goldie is also good too this year for them. But imagine if Pete Alonso signs with the Yankees. Oh my God, I would legitimately like. I will celebrate.
So my
if
face,
Pete Alonso.
I said that would be the ultimate indictment on Juan Soto. It's like, damn. It's like you left to go to the Mets to play with Alonso, and then he burns you, and then goes to the Yankees, team that you just won the World Series with.
Yeah. Can I ask the Mets questions, and maybe you can enlighten me here, Jeffrey? Why does David Stearns and Mendoza still have jobs? But like, oh God, oh man, now you just made this dark. But no, seriously, they should have been gone too. And this is why you don't cheap out on pitching. By the way, the Mets cheaped out on pitching, and that costed them.
One of the things really funny is the baseball season this year was great for many different reasons, but you had a few different teams collapse, and the Mets were one of them, but also the Tigers were one of them, but they got their redemption. They beat the Guardians, kicked them out of the playoffs after they were up by 7,000 games in August or whatever it was. So this has been a great baseball year, and as a Reds fan, yes, I'm disappointed. If you go back to last podcast or if you listen to last week's episode, you know that I was not confident at all.
Oh my God! I'm watching the Tigers-Mariners game. They just scored 2 runs. It's tied.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Are the Mariners going to choke this game too? No! Oh no! Oh my God! If the Tigers win this game, oh no!
And then to see the way the Dodgers, they were down to the Phillies, but then they were able to come back.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, Jeff. I just said you were talking to the Tigers. I was looking at the game to see what was going on, and they just scored 2 runs. Oh no!
Shouldn't have taken Castillo out in the 5th inning. He was only at 85 pitches, but it looks like he's just been super wild tonight.
If the Mariners can't beat the Tigers once in this entire playoff, that's sad because the Mariners have a ton of talent. Like they have arguably the best pitching. They have arguably the best pitching core in the playoffs. Their Cal Raleigh has been arguably the best player in baseball with how he's been hitting. Oh my God. Oh my! Please don't do this, Mariners. I'm like trying to believe in you right now. Don't do this.
When you got a batting lineup that includes Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor, Randy Arozarena. I hope I said his name right. I don't know last name. Rosarena. Like that. I think you're gonna do. And you have good pitching. You're gonna be all right. I think you're gonna be all right. That's a stack. That's a great batting starting 4 right there. I ain't gonna lie. Oh yeah, that's what me and Jeffrey first met when we talked about the trade deadline. I mentioned that. I was like, I love this batting lineup for the Seattle Mariners. So yeah, and then I also wanted to mention the Phillies. They were up, and then the Dodgers. They showed their resilience in their champions because they were able to come back in that game and steal it in Philadelphia in that hostile crowd. I was like, okay. That's what you want to see from the defending champions. He said, okay. You hate the Phillies?
Oh, well, home run from Julio, by the way. The Mariners are up now, 3-2.
It's just like
Part of
that.
me
See, when I tell
actually
you
wishes
that, yeah.
Part of me wishes I lived in Philly because that's a really great sports town. The Citizens Bank Park is absolutely gorgeous. The Phillies have been really good ever since I was a kid. They had Ryan Howard and Jimmy Rollins, and now their postseason atmosphere is just absolutely electric. And they had no business losing that game yesterday, but you know they are my World Series winner prediction, and it's not looking too good so far with them in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have elite pitching. I remember we talked about that earlier during the trade deadline. But when you got a Dodgers team, man, when they just know when to have big hits, big plays. And Ohtani didn't even play great yesterday. He got struck out every time he was at bat.
Yeah, there's
he got struck.
He
he
had an off
good.
game. He had an off game.
He's never usually that bad. So if you can't even beat them when he's playing that bad,
yeah,
you're
worse for worse. If it all goes bad for him in baseball, or if he's keeps playing like this, remember he's got a strong recommendation to the Pete Rose Betting Association. They already got his interpreter there. A great recommendation. Worse for worse, if all goes wrong, he could be a nice marketer for the Pete Rose Betting Association.
He's arguably he's like in the GOAT conversation with baseball players. So yeah, he's never gonna have that bad a game consistent back-to-back games. So
I know, I agree. I was just messing around there, but
oh no, you're good. Nah, if you can't beat him when he's playing that bad, I don't know if you're gonna beat them at all. Even if he doesn't play like his best game, he's never gonna play that bad again. So that's kind of a bad sign. And if I'm a Phillies fan, I don't know. That kind of worries me.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm looking at the game logs right now. His last 3 outings at the end of the regular season, when he pitched, he was 1 for 13 hitting, I believe. 3.
Yeah, he was pitching in that game the other day too. I was like, I know he's tired.
So maybe it has something to do with that. Of course, when he's not pitching, he's the greatest. I mean, probably the best hitter in our generation, him and Aaron Judge. But I'll let you decide that on a different podcast.
Yeah, nah, definitely. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another great episode discussing football and a little bit of baseball like we did last episode. But my NBA is coming back soon, so stay tuned for
can't wait for
content.
Let's go Charlotte. Let's go Hornets. I need you guys to get into the playoffs. It's been 10 years, almost 10 years of no playoffs. Let's go Charlotte.
Yeah. We're going to have to get my basketball buddies on for basketball because I know Jeffrey is not a basketball guy. He's a football, baseball guy. So
Can Steph Curry honor his promise and play in Charlotte? He said when he was getting the key to Charlotte, he would play for us.
I would not play in Charlotte if I'm Steph Curry. Finish in Golden State. You're the golden boy,
man. He
said
when he was getting the key that he would play for the Hornets.
You see how his brother came to Golden State to play with him. Why are you going to leave? Come on. You're the magnet there. Stay there. Stay. There's nothing in Charlotte.
Come to Charlotte, baby. Come to Charlotte.
There's nothing in Charlotte. I'm excited. Victor Wembanyama's looking
nothing
great.
In Charlotte.
I haven't even done my NBA homework yet, and I already been knowing what's going on. Zion Williamson's in great shape. They're saying the greatest shape.
Oh my God! Like he is
He's looking good. This is the best I've seen him. He was in college. I'm like, Zion, we've been waiting for this. Like this is what we've been waiting for. So
I mean, he
there's a lot to be excited about, man.
He looks like he's He looked like he actually looked himself in the mirror and is like, I got to change something. And
like you're 25 now, man. These years go quick. You want to be in the Hall of Fame? You need to start getting that resume up. You got to start getting them accolades, man. Jokic to the Nuggets, they have a deep bench now. They got, I think them or OKC are coming out the West. We're gonna get into basketball because. Man,
you should invite me for basketball. You should invite me for basketball when it comes to like Charlotte Hornets talk. Oh man, I can't wait.
One thing about basketball, when it starts, it's hard to keep up with football too, especially if there's basketball playing every day because the NBA games, they're every day. It's not just one day like football usually.
Yeah,
it's hard. So it's like when they're on Sundays too, I'm like, damn, which one do I watch?
Well, it's gonna be
It's
easy
like,
for me. It's gonna be easy for me. I mean, my football team's in the freaking dumpster, and
oh,
I'll
so
just
you're mostly gonna
watch
be
the.
watching your Hornets because it'll be like, okay,
No, I'm
fresh
gonna watch
season.
both. I'm gonna watch both.
Yeah.
But when it comes to either Hornets or Jets, I'm choosing the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, and then once the Christmas season games start, that's when NBA really kicks into high gear. Yeah.
Well, not with the in-season tournament nonsense.
Nah. Wait, that's Christmas time? I thought that was before.
I think
like November.
is it. I'm pretty sure it's Christmas time.
I think it's Christmas games. It's before Christmas because I remember they did it and it was before Christmas. Yeah. But
Maybe
yeah.
you're right there. I don't
Remember,
know.
they're on NBC this year now too. The NBC, Amazon, new TV
Peacock,
rights
I think.
deal.
Are they on Peacock as well?
Yeah, NBC. Yep. So
yeah,
they're gonna
okay.
have a whole broadcast team. It's gonna be in front of more audiences. Like how the NFL's on NBC and all that. The NBA is now gonna be back on NBC like it was in the '90s and early 2000s. So I'm excited, bro. And we got this new generation of stars. Man, we're entering a new era, man. This is great for the league. My NFL is my second favorite sport. Basketball, that's my love, man. That's my love. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another great episode of DJ Sports Show. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. Follow my guys on socials. Tell them they can follow you guys on socials, man.
No, you first, Jeffrey. I want you to go first, as always.
We go through this every single time. Man,
how about this? Do I have a coin anywhere? Like, do you want to flip a coin?
Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Tails. It's tails.
You hear that? You freak. Jeffrey _period Robinson on Instagram. That's real fun.
Yep, you can find me. Just find my name. I'm on at Nicholas Mulligan on the Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'll probably explain the other ones. I don't know. We'll see. But yep, you can follow me there. Just my name. I don't know if it shows on here. I forget. But nope. Well. So
on Riverside. They won't see it when we upload it on Riverside. Yeah.
Okay. Not bad. I forget about that. Just type in my name on like the X and on the Facebook, and you know what to do.
Yeah. And then you guys know where to find me, DJ Sports Show on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Follow my main on Twitter, DJ Hamilton 23, Instagram, DJ Hamilton 23. Share anybody you know who loves sports. Continue to like and subscribe to the show and leave a rating. Always trying to continue to get better. But yeah, I'm your host, DJ Hamilton, DJ Sports Show, y'all. And we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Bye-bye. Yeah.